we go. So it is now recording.
Great, thank you. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So first of all, are you okay just to tell me a bit about like yourself and what you do as part of the uni and as part of the museum?
So I am a senior lecturer in microbiology at Sheffield Hallam University. So my background is I came from University of Manchester. I was there for pretty much my entire academic career before coming to Hallam to lecture. So I did my undergrad there in microbiology, and then I did a PhD there in microbiology, and then I worked there as a research associate in microbiology. So I did exactly what you're not meant to do, which is stay in the same place forever as the scientist, until I got the job at Hallam. So I teach across the apprentices and the undergraduate and the postgraduate courses at Hallam. I am quite heavily kind of towards the postgrad side of things because I run the microbiology master's program and I run the biomedical laboratory science master's program. And something that I've always been really excited by throughout my academic career, so going all the way back to undergrad through to PhD and postdoc times, and then as a lecturer, is science communication. So I've been involved in a few different types of science communication initiative over the course of many years. When I was a PhD student, I used to work as a consultant for a group called Gorilla Science, who are a Wellcome Trust funded or partly Wellcome Trust funded outreach group based down in London. And as part of that, we did some... Okay, well, you sorry, it was my child being like, I need to go for a poo. So just hang on. I'm just going to get some potty and continue talking. Right, you sit here. I do not have your pepper. If you want your pepper, you have to go in the... Okay, well, you're going to have to go get it then. Right, hi, I'm back. So yeah, as part of the work with Gorilla Science, I did some events at UK music festivals. So we went to Glastonbury and did a big microbiology event there. And then some of my colleagues went to Festival and did some talks there. So it's something that when I moved over to Hallam, I really wanted to kind of bring. I wanted us to get really involved in the science communication and build upon all the stuff that we're doing there. So myself and Mel Lacey, who is another microbiology lecturer, along with our PhD student, Kelly Kappa-Parkin, started to think about running these events over with Museum Sheffield. I think this is our 5th event. They started in 2017. They used to be Halloween themed because they always ran at Halloween. So the first one was The Horror Within, which talked a lot about microorganisms inside your body and that type of thing. The second one was called The Science of Science Fiction. So trying to break some science myths. And then we had COVID, so we had a bit of a break. And then since we've been back, we've done the art of science and we did blue science last year. And then this year is the craft of science. So yeah, ongoing collaboration with Museum Sheffield. We've also done some kids activity days at Weston Park with them as well. So just lots of different things that we can do to get our kind of research out there and try and enthuse people a little bit about STEM.
Yeah, so whose idea was it to start doing the late live events? Was it all 3 of you, or did one of you come to the other?
I'm trying to think. The first round was, so me and Mel are the consistent two throughout all of the live lates events. So the first round, The Horror Within, we had a postdoc called Bryony Cottrell who helped run it. She was from UOS originally, and that was kind of the first round. And then after Bryony left, we had a PhD student called Emma Henley. That was mine and Mel's PhD student. And then she kind of took it over. And then since then, Kelly, she's now a postdoc, actually. She was our PhD student until recently. She's kind of been heavily involved as well. So there's always been me and Mel kind of behind the scenes, but we've been encouraging the PhD students to help write the funding applications, essentially, that help bring in money so we can continue to keep doing these events, because it's good practice for them to get to do it. And it's nice for them to have on their CVs as well.
Yeah. So would you like describe yourself as one of the creators? Like how would you describe yourself?
So I think both me and Mel are pretty much on board with, we developed the idea for the live late together. And then we kind of cover different parts of it. So Mel is really good at developing the kind of research questions behind each project. Okay, that's fine. My child is now like a weed on the floor. Back in a second. The sock is wet, yeah, but I'll deal with the sock. Do you want to go and watch your pepper, and maybe I'll just deal with the fact that you weed on the floor? Yeah? Yeah, okay. You get back in the living room, I'll deal with the weed on the floor. Alexa, stop timer. Sorry, this is working from home when you have children. There's no actual consistency to anything. So yeah, so me and Mel are basically the creators. We've had those different PhD students, so Bryony and Emma and Kelly have really helped as well. With regards to who does what, we do all kind of pitch in with everything. Mel does tend to run the evaluation side of it, so we like to get a lot of feedback from our participants. And Mel's really good at kind of thinking about what questions we're going to ask and what information that's going to tell us about how people have found the event and what they've learned from the event. And I tend to cover the developing the little hands-on activities. So we develop the activities that align with our research area. So we always try and get members of staff and members of the BMRC, which is the Biomolecular Sciences Research Centre, so our staff and our students, to try and incorporate their research in the activities. So I come up with lots of activities, but I also rely on those conversations with everyone about their research and how we can spin that into something that's applicable for the particular outreach event that we're running that year. And then on the day, it's everybody. It's just chaos and hands on deck. And everybody is kind of involved in just getting it set up. We run the event with staff and student volunteers, both PhD students and master's students and undergraduate STEM ambassadors as well. So we couldn't do it without all of the help that we get from all of our volunteers there. Yeah, okay, well, I'll get you some dry trousers. Yeah, you just go sit down and I'll go and find you some. Just bringing me like, you know, urine soaked pajamas, because that is what I have to do. Okay.
So, in terms of like the activities and stuff like that, I went to the one last year and I remember like making pom-poms and doing fun stuff like that. What kind of activities will be there this time?
Okay, so the pom-poms now just been brought in actual potty. Thanks, love. Can you go sit down, please? Can you go sit down? You go sit down and I'll bring you a snack. Do you want to eat this? Yeah? Do you want one of these?
I need it right.
Okay, hang on, sorry. Come here. Up here, yeah. So come with me, bring these pancakes, let's go. You come in here. You sit here. I need to go to my meeting. You sit here, okay? Right, I'm back. So the pom-poms were there last year. We do not have pom-poms this year, but we do have one thing that's quite similar. So let me break down this year a little bit more. There's three main activity streams this year. We have our craft alongs, which are going to be 5 to 10 minute talks about a particular research field or research project, led probably by academics or PhD students. And then whilst they're talking, the audience is going to have something to physically craft along with. So we've got one of our cancer researchers who wants to talk about her research, and then we're going to be illustrating that with a painting. So everyone's going to be sat there doing their little paintings as she's talking. We also have one of our organic chemists who is an excellent home brewer, is going to be talking about like the brewing process and kind of the biotech behind that. And we're going to do little beer samplings, different types of hops and different types of combinations there. So yeah, so that's the craft alongs. People are going to be doing a talk and you craft along at the same time. We are going to have our activity stands like we normally do. So they are kind of drop in, drop out activities, table-based systems where you come and sit down like you did with the pom-poms, have a go at something, and we try and talk about some of the research that we're doing and how it relates to the activity. So we're still developing all of the different activities currently. Some of the ones that I know that we're doing are, we're going to be talking about extracellular vesicles. We've got loads of researchers who work on that, and we're going to be doing bubble art. So kind of using different coloured bubbles to create prints and so forth. So there'll probably be around 6 or 7 activity tables where you can come and drop in, do a hands-on craft activity and listen a little bit about research. And then the final stream is more involved craft workshops, where it's going to be something that might take you more than 5 or 10 minutes to pick up. So a good example for this year is Kelly, the postdoc / previous PhD student that I keep mentioning, is going to be crocheting her entire PhD. So Kelly kind of led on the pom-poms last year, so she's going to be taking that further, and she is going to be crocheting like an entire bacterial biofilm, and people are going to come learn how to crochet, which is why it takes so long, because I have no idea how to crochet, and then kind of join her and create kind of one large exhibit by the end of the night.
Yeah, that sounds really good.
Hopefully,
I'd love to be able to crochet.
No, I can't crochet, which is why that could be a drop-in activity, because you just know what's happening.
My boss is great at it. She makes all stuffed animals and she brings them in. I don't know how you do.
Yeah, no, I have no idea. So Kelly and Mel entered a competition for, I'm trying to think what it was. I'm gonna have to email you the details because I don't remember what it was, but it was one of the big Bio Society art competitions, and they both did some crocheting of their research and submitted an image, and Kelly won, and it was like a national competition. It's, yeah, of course this is happening. Right, hang on. So Kelly is, yeah, so Kelly won that competition, and that's kind of what gave us the idea to run it very much craft-based this year, because both Mel and Kelly are very crafty. I am not so good with the crafts, but we thought we may as well play to our strong suits and kind of go with what we had. Iris, darling, do you want this? Do you want your, yeah, okay, here, do you want to take this? Yeah, can you come here and take it then, please? Do you want this? Do you want me to put this on? Okay. Right, here you go. Here you go. Here, do you want to take that in the living room? There you go. You want to take it? There you go. Why don't you take that back to the living room? Right, I just have like now a naked toddler just wandering around the house. It's fine. Yeah, I don't know where I was up to then, but
yeah, with Kelly, do you think she'd be okay with being mentioned in the article, just to say that there's like an award-winning like person doing this activity?
Yeah, I'm sure she'd be fine with that. I mean, it's in public knowledge anyway, because it was all announced via social media, so it's very,
yeah, because I think that would be a nice addition, because I'm going to do it. I think it will be the day that the event is, the day our news day is, so I'll write up a bit of a piece kind of explaining a bit what's going on, like why it's happening, and then publish that, and then it'll say that people can go to it on the night. That makes sense.
And there's I'll give you there's an Eventbrite link.
Yeah.
So that will make it sound quite official, because we've been so me and Mel also run our department's social media. Mel does undergrad, I do postgrad, so we've been kind of trying to develop our own little marketing strategy, which is probably not going to be anywhere near as good as what you do, because we are not in any way journalists or people who work in marketing. We're just winging it. I had to learn how to use TikTok, which was awful. I just kept accidentally posting an image of our building, and it kept putting like automatic horror music on, like lightning and screams, and I was like, that's not what I wanted to do. That's not good advertising.
Well, I can send you like a link to the finished story, and you can put that on social media and stuff.
That would be great. That would be great, because between me and Mel, we cover all of the accounts, all of the Instagrams and the TikToks and the Twitters, or X or whatever it is now, and we'll pop that on there as well.
Yeah. So in terms of the actual event, what made you come up with the idea this year? For like
mainly because Mel and Kelly are so good at craft, and Kelly won that competition, and we thought they love like the crocheting and the knitting, all of that, and we always try and make something that showcases our research, but we've also previously been trying to align to certain exhibitions that are on at the museum, which is why we had the blue science one last time, because it aligned with a current exhibition. But this year we just wanted to go with something that all of us enjoy doing. And we think with these sessions, the things that people really do like are the hands-on craft activities. You know, we've done different things before. We've done talks, we've done debates, we've done lots of things, but realistically, everyone just wants to like play with Play-Doh or like make a pom-pom. So we just decided to go with the things that we had seen had been really successful in the past. And we have all that information because we do all of the surveys at the end, so we can find out what people are enjoying and what people maybe weren't so into.
Yeah, so I remember last year there being kind of an environment aspect to it. Like I remember making I think it was like the seed mud balls that you're supposed to
Yes,
throw,
they might
like
be
the
there. So
wildfire.
the seed bombs may be back, but there will not be balls. There will be structures. So you will be sculpting
Yes.
like seed sculptures. Yeah. So another one of our staff, Rachel Schwartz-Nabon, she is a climate change activist. So she always wants to have an environmental angle to it. So yeah, she will probably be doing the seed bombing stuff again.
Yeah, is that quite an important aspect that you like to bring in, like the more environmental kind of
It is. And
aspects to it?
traditionally, our department isn't really that environmental because, you know, we're within health and well-being. So most of our research has a health link. And we do like to promote that, but there is still a lot of research staff who do have that interest in the environmental side of it. So it's nice to bring in a bit of diversity and it not just be focused on like one area of research. The first couple of years, it was very microbiology heavy because me and Mel are microbiologists. So we are trying to move away from that this year and making sure that there is more equal representation across our different research strands. So that's why, you know, we're bringing in the chemists so they can do their brewing, and they are going to do, I think, a little crystal like craft activity. We've got the environmental side of it, but we've also got a lot of health aspects. We've got the people who are working on cancer, and we will still have some microbiology because everyone loves microbiology. Sorry. Oh, sorry. Okay. Yeah, joining in.
So in terms of like your ethos and with these different aspects of like the environment and stuff like that, is there anything you're wanting to achieve, like any messages you're trying to get out there with it?
I mean, I think that it's not so much focused on the environment in terms of what we're trying to get out of it. It's focused on social responsibility of scientists, because we have a responsibility to make sure that sorry, she just pressed the computer and the screen ran away. We have a responsibility to make sure that the public understand what we're doing. You know, a lot of us will have funding from research councils and so forth, and it's important that everyone knows what scientists are getting up to in their research. I think that was made pretty clear during the pandemic, that there needs to be an understanding between the scientific community and the public, and when there isn't an understanding, things tend to break down. So we just want to show people what we're doing, try and get the local community to understand a bit more about what we're doing, because science isn't particularly accessible to just the lay audience. So, you know, not everybody's going to understand what it is that we're talking about in research papers or in conference posters. And also just wanting to get people excited about STEM, and just having a little bit of, you know, making sure that people are as excited by science as we are.
Yeah. So in terms of it being like kind of in conjunction with Science Week, is that something that like you're purposely doing now, making it on the same week to kind of celebrate?
Yeah, it is because, you know, it's when people are when they hear about Science Week, and that's not just us as well, you know, it's across both institutions. It gets people, you know, in the mood to learn a little bit more about science, and it makes it a bit easier to kind of bring people together to do it. We also used to run an event called Explore during Science Week, which is not being run this year. So this is kind of our opportunity to showcase what it is that we're doing. What is it, love? What is it? What is your problems? You want new trousers, right? Okay, right. Give me 1 second. I'll be back again with some new trousers. Yeah, got your trousers. What are you doing? Look, new trousers, dry trousers. Come here. Come here. Okay. Right. Could you please go and watch your tablet in the living room? No, okay. Okay, I'm back.
Yeah, so I think we were just talking about Science Week.
Yeah.
And like, so what's your opinion on that, and in terms of like women in STEM?
Well, I think we always want to promote women in STEM. I think that is a very important aspect to it. I wouldn't necessarily say that our events are focused solely on women, because we do have a lot of awesome male researchers at the university as well. But I think, you know, getting that representation out there is super important. And I think that when we're trying to get young people, you know, excited about STEM, these kind of events really help that, because people can come along and see that, you know, there is diversity there. It is not just like middle-aged white men anymore. There is a lot more to our scientific community than that, and hopefully that makes it seem more accessible to people from a range of different backgrounds.
Yeah. And then I think that's mostly it covered. I think we've talked about the event and kind of reasons behind it. And then in terms of why it's running, is there anything else you want to say aside from like you've got your environment stuff and you're promoting science and stuff like that?
Just showing, yeah, really just showing people what it is that we are doing within our research community. You know, Hallam may not have the biggest research facilities, but we do have pretty big impact with what we do. We do a lot of applied research, so you can see direct impact from the type of projects that we take on. So I just think it's important that we can show people, you know, that we are a research facility, and show people the kinds of impact that our projects have had on society.
Yeah, I think that's covering everything. I'll let you know how it goes and like send you the link and everything.
Okay.
And then I'm hoping to get an interview with Mel as well. If she's got the time to do that.
She's on annual leave this week because it's half term. And she has school-age children, so she may not get back to you until next week, because I've already emailed her today and she hasn't got back to me.
Yeah, I think she sent an email about an email out the other week replying to me, but I think it would be like a phone call interview or something like that. But would I be able to have the email of was it Rachel you said, the crocheter? Kelly,
Yes.
sorry, yeah.
I'll send, so after this meeting, I'll have to wait for this recording to convert, which takes a little bit of time, and then I will send you the MP4, so the video, and then I'll send you the link to Kelly's winning thing, her crocheted biofilm, and I can send you Kelly's email address, or I'll copy Kelly into the correspondence.
Yeah, and then one last thing as well, in terms of like Sheffield and the local impact. Do you have anything to say like regarding that, or like regarding the local community, whether you think it's helped?
It's hard to say whether not the events themselves or the research or just both of it. What angle is that?
I guess both of them.
I hope that the outreach events have made people think more about, you know, science being a bit more fun and a bit more interesting than maybe what they first perceived, and also made sure they understand that it's accessible, you know, to a range of backgrounds. So I'm hoping that people have taken that away from our actual event. With regards to the impact of our research in the wider Sheffield community, I think there's probably too much for me to go into with regards to the department, but maybe I could send you some links to actual key studies that are kind of, you know, so at the moment, I mean, we've had one of our researchers, Simona Franceschi, her work looking at using it's mass spec, I think it's moldy imaging of fingerprints to detect breast cancer, has gone completely viral, like it's global news currently. So there's lots of things that are going in the department that are going to have quite big impact, but it might be easier if I try and like compile a little bit of a list than I try and recall everybody's like independent research, because I don't just want to sit here and be like, have you heard about my research? This is what I do, because this is super important. I don't think that's very representative, but I can have a think and send you a little bit of information about some of the we call them impact case studies that we've had in the department over the past few years.
Yeah, that would be great.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great.
Thank you. Thanks so much for doing the interview. It's been really helpful.
No problem. I hope it goes well. I look forward to reading it.
Yeah. Thank you.
Bye. Sorry,
Bye.
it was chaotic as well. It's not normally this chaotic, but this is parenting. All right. Bye.
Bye.